So when Esther first began this work with Jerry, how do you not...
The advantage that she had with him is that he was doing step one. He had lived enough life that he had a whole lot of questions, mostly about injustices of the world. And Esther was really bipping along, living happily ever after, and adoring being with him. So he was the best step one we've ever known. We are the best step two that exists in the universe, non-physical. And Esther was the best step three that we've known. And so the tricky thing is, for some of you, you have to be step one and step three, which means you gotta let yourself be in a contrary asshole moment where you are really knowing what you don't want. You gotta let yourself launch those rockets. But don't make a career out of pushing against it. Once you've identified what you want, give yourself a little space and stand in an attitude of faith or expectation that your inner being has it, and then watch for the information. It may come back to you in the form of an engagement with someone else. It might come to you in the form of a dream or something that just happened to turn on television about. The universe is so capable. Esther has, and you do too. Watch for them. So as Esther was getting ready to make the drive up here, she thought, I think I'll eat a little something. So she cut up an apple, and then she thought, I think I'll put some peanut butter on it. And so she sat at her table and put the peanut butter and the apple on it, and she said, I think I'll watch television. So she turned it on to a comedian that she'd recorded the night before, who was interviewing Elton John, and he was asking a series of questions, and he said, apples or oranges? And Elton John said, apples. And the host said, that's right, apples, because you can't put peanut butter on an orange. And Esther thought, you got to be kidding me. Seriously? This is the 30 seconds of television that I'm watching today. And it's talking about what I'm doing, and neither one of them did I really have on my things to do today list. It was just inspired rendezvousing. And when Esther notices things like that, we always tell her, that's child's play in terms of the mastery that your inner being is about. Your inner being's capability and interest and insight and understanding about where you are and love for you and absence of any resistance whatsoever. You have advocates who are advocating for you, that if you can just chill out and give yourself a break more of the time. Not you, you're pretty good at that. You could do better. You could give yourself a break more of the time. Yeah.
And I just want to say that what's funny about you saying that is right at the break, when I went out, I was watching an interview last night, and this guy was explaining that authenticity is what aligns, what is the way to be most powerful in an area or on a subject. And I was telling my sister that outside, and you said that to me. And I think you answered the question that I was forming, but just to
We did use the word authentically you
did.
Which means tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
Right.
Which means feeling it, which means don't vacuum the floor with a vacuum that isn't plugged in. It might impress others who can't hear, but it won't get the job done.
Right.
Yeah.
And I started making flower arrangements for fun as a hobby. I've been doing it since 2020. And when my business started being weird, my sister randomly created a workshop. She did it for me and was like, you should teach people how to do these arrangements because people love them. And so I started doing that, but I feel like I get so focused on the business, and that's a hobby. And so my question was, how did Esther and Jerry keep the fun and the love, and also like manage the logistics of whatever was being created and co-created by everyone?
Well, they were never challenged by it not being fun, ever. In other words, every day Esther knows that there isn't anything that she'd rather do than be here with you. That's fun. If it's not fun, you won't see her up here. Because she's decided to be a goof-off, really. She has decided. Don't compare yourself to anybody, because you don't know the path of least resistance. That is such a waste of trying to figure things out. Just make more decisions in every day and then be true to your decisions. Don't say, I'm going to do such and such, and then not do it and feel bad. Now here, this is the message that we want you to take away from this conversation today. When you say, I'm going to do this, and then you don't do it, your next decision is, I'm not going to feel bad about what I didn't do. More people do more vibrational, discordant damage is too strong a word, to themselves by making promises to themselves and then not keeping them. That doesn't matter. But what matters is then they use that as their reason to not be nice to themselves, and that cuts themselves off from all resources of source energy. Does that make sense to you? You got to feel good about what you're doing. And some would say, well, Abraham, aren't you just teaching people to rationalize their laziness? And we say, pretty much. But what we're asking you to do is not rationalize your feeling bad. It's demand you're feeling good. You can't feel good and not thrive. You can't feel good and do damage to others. You can't be tuned in to source energy that is love on all levels and not be a reflection of that love everywhere you go. And you can't feel bad and do good in that sense.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get out.
Thank you so much.
We got you. We're not leaving anything left undone. Have you noticed that? You're the one.
Oh. Am I loud?
You're perfect.
Very loud. Hey, Mom. Okay. What do I say?
You can trust yourself. What's on your mind matters.
I've been having a little trouble.
Yeah?
With just right here.
Okay.
Thoughts, Just,
Confused?
yeah.
Not clear?
Not clear.
You're living in a sort of chaotic environment that when you're sensitive to vibration, it can scramble your brain a little bit. That's too literal, but sort of right.
Yeah.
You're too young to remember the days when the calibration on radios was more loosey-goosey and you could hear a lot of static. In other words, the signals weren't as strong that were broadcasting and the receivers weren't as sophisticated, and so you'd hear a little bit of more than one station sometimes at the same time. It's sort of like that.
Like in here?
Yeah. You are a transmitting and receiving mechanism more than you are a thinker. Isn't that right, Mom?
Oh.
Yeah. And you're more of a feeler than you are a communicator. Isn't that right, Mom? That's all good. That's all good. So don't try to reach hard for a lot of words. Just be the feeling person that you are. It will serve you well. Move toward what feels good. Sort of back off if it doesn't, even in your own thoughts. And most of all, don't label yourself something that you don't like and then feel bad about it. Did you get that?
Yeah. Don't label yourself something as something you don't like.
And then feel bad about it.
And then feel bad about it.
Yeah. Instead say, we are born different because we make a good dance together. If we were all exactly the same, nothing would move forward. Diversity, difference is good. So if you could ask a question that you feel that the answer would really help you, what would that question be?
How do I stop these thoughts, I guess?
Okay. So that's the best question we've ever heard. Because there isn't an answer to it. You can't stop a thought. You can just start a different one. Because the fact that the thought's already there means it already has momentum. And since you're sensitive to vibration, then the momentum carries you. So the answer to that, how do I stop a thought, is by starting another. And don't try to start a thought that's way different. Just one that's a little different that feels a little better.
Like kind of go like a different route.
Just a little bit, because you can't go too far different all at once. It's a gradual thing. What's a thought that you think, you don't have to tell us, only if you want to. What's a thought that sometimes you think that you would like to think a different one? Oh, we put words in your mouth. What kind of a thought do you want to stop thinking? Jerry, you don't know him, but he knows you. Esther's Jerry. He's dead. He's with us. He's pure positive energy.
Like up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see him? Sometimes people who are sensitive, like you can see energy. And so his father said to Jerry, Jerry, do me a favor and stop smoking. This was many, many years before. Esther didn't know him as a smoker. And Jerry's answer was, oh, that'll be easy, Daddy. I've done it 1,000 times. Because when you say you're going to stop doing something, you're usually not going to stop doing it. You usually continue to do it. So what is the thought that you would like to stop thinking?
Just not being good enough.
Yeah. Think of a stick that has wanted on one end of it and the absence of wanted on the other, because every thought is like that. On the other end of that thought, not being good enough, is what thought?
Being good enough?
Knowing that I am. Because you are. We know it. But us knowing it doesn't help you. You got to know it. You got to know it. So.
But what if you're not good enough? Couldn't you make yourself good enough instead of?
These questions are so good. Do you know why you can't figure out how to make yourself good? It's because there's not one answer to it. That's why the whole world is in a scramble. They want to say, this is right and this is wrong, and everybody needs to do this and everybody needs to stop doing this. And what is good is aligning with your inner being. And so this is what we want you to hear. Do you accept that you have an inner being?
Sure.
Pretty much. It is logical, isn't it? And does it make sense to you? Do you believe us, and it's all right if you don't, that your inner being knows your value in such powerful ways? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, a little bit.
And so if you're looking at yourself different than your inner being, you got this tug of war going on, and that's what negative emotion is. That's what feeling bad is. When you feel bad and think you're not good, you know why you feel bad? Because you're not thinking about yourself the way your inner being is. That's profound guidance. The worse you feel, you can stop and say, oh, I feel terrible about myself. My inner being must really love me. Because if your inner being felt terrible about you, the two of you would be having a party. When you feel bad, it means that you have chosen a thought that your inner being is not in agreement with. We like that we're having this conversation with you so early in your life. And we like how much intensity you feel around this question. That's clarity. That's not confusion. What's making you feel confusion is that you can't figure out an easy, quick answer. And it's because there isn't an easy, quick answer. What there is experiences all day, every day, where you can choose a thought that feels a little better or choose a thought that feels a little worse. And as you choose a thought that feels a little better, it will get better and better and better and better and better. Esther started to form a sentence, but we stopped her in the middle of it because she jumped in too quick and misunderstood the vibration that we were sending. What she started to say is, if we could, we would zap you with your knowing of how good you are. But that's not our message to you, because we can't zap you with our knowledge of how good you are. You got to zap yourself. You got to figure it out. You all right if we keep going here for a little bit? When you find yourself mad at yourself, what you're discovering and what Esther just discovered are exactly the same thing. Esther is thinking, when I don't do something that I think I should be doing, why? Like, should her nose be running right now, really? Should it? Really? Disgusting. So when you find yourself feeling dissatisfied with yourself, hard on yourself, stop in the middle of it and just ask this question. So what? So what?
So what?
So what? So what? It's just a moment in time. This isn't who I am all the time. I like myself pretty good.